you along tonight for some postseason football right here on kpreps.com. Class 4A Division II began this season with 32 teams, 16 of which qualified for the playoffs, leaving 16 at home and not making the postseason. There are now just 8 teams remaining, as they're all eyeing Salinas District Stadium in a few weeks for the state title game. This will be a very intriguing game tonight, as these two teams will be meeting for the first time in a long time. We'll hear from Chet Copeland of Sports in Kansas as he breaks down tonight's game, as well as the rest of the 4A Division II bracket, and much more on the kpreps.com pregame show. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back from Holcomb.
Football season is here, and kpreps.com is your source for Kansas high school football coverage this season. kpreps.com provides full coverage for every team in the state with original news content, team pages, schedules, standings, and state rankings. Be sure to stay connected with kpreps.com through our website, mobile app, and kpreps Twitter feed, where you'll find the fastest and most complete list of scores in all of Kansas. And new this year, kpreps revamped website features daily audio content, live video game broadcasts, and will expand our coverage for winter and spring sports. kpreps.com, your source for Kansas high school sports.
And welcome back here to Holcomb High School Stadium, the site for tonight's 4A Division II quarterfinal matchup. With more on the Class 4A Division II playoff matchups tonight, here's Chet Copeland of Sports in Kansas, breaking down the games.
Chet Copeland with Sports in Kansas. This is your 4A2 quarterfinal update. 8 teams remain in Kansas, 4 on the East, 4 on the West. We started with 16 in the playoffs. We started with 32 as a whole. We'll break down the bracket, look at those teams in 4A Division II, talk about what we think is going to happen, their paths there, what happened last week, and maybe some surprises as well that we will touch on, including that Girard victory over Columbus 1 week ago. Girard, a team 5-5 on the year under Leon Miller, and this is a team that's gotten better throughout the year, as many Coach Miller teams do. He was obviously very successful at Frontenac in the 90s and early 2000s. This is a team that lost 4 of their first 5, but they lost to Frontenac, who's still alive. They lost to Columbus, which they revenged. St. Mary's Colgan is still alive, and Galena is a team that was just eliminated in a close one against Wellsville. They did lose to Burlington in district play, but won their last game against Iola 38-25 on a 3-way tiebreaker to get in along with Iola, leaving Burlington the odd man out there in that 3-way tiebreaker of 2-1 teams. The most impressive thing, they lost to Columbus 22-6, but win 28-24 defensively. Really were able to limit the rushing attack of Keenan Stanley and Columbus, so hats off to Coach Miller, who always has a very tough, hard-nosed ball club. And the quarterback, Eric Wilson, is really what makes this Girard Trojan team go. So obviously like to run the football offensively, have a little bit of speed but more toughness here, but this is their biggest test of the year so far. You may say 1 week ago was, but Topeka Hayden going to be every bit as good as Columbus this game in Topeka. Now, talking to Coach Bill Arnold, he doesn't have a lot of size on the offensive line, just some 200-pound guys across the board. Now, the height kid really leads them defensively, and they've suffered some injuries this year, but this group has really done a nice job, and we expected them to be in this position. Obviously, their 4 losses come to teams in 5A, 6A. They opened up the season winning their only 1 out of the first 5. They lost their first 3, but Topeka, Emporia, Seaman, and Washburn Rural. Rural and Seaman are still alive in the 5A, or in the 6A and 5A playoffs, respectively. So 6-4 for this bunch. They've won 5 consecutively. They got out of a very, very difficult district with Santa Fe Trail and Holton. Santa Fe Trail, the team that sat at home with just 2 losses. So this game in Topeka, going to be very, very interesting here. I feel like Topeka Hayden should be the favorite. Now, if Girard shows up and plays the way they did 1 week ago and defensively limits what Topeka Hayden likes to do, Girard has an opportunity to hang around here, but Topeka Hayden feel like going to be too much in this matchup and moves on to the semifinals for their first time ever in the 4A2 semifinals. This is a program that's been 4A1 in all 4A in the past. Holton is a team always so consistent in offensive line play. Seems to be pretty good this year. They've changed a little bit after their first 3 losses as far as playing a lot better. A running back injured earlier on the year, but Strozer out of the backfield and Baum, two of the better running backs in 4A Division II. Now, Holton has a few 225-pounders on that offensive line. Frontenac's offensive line a bit smaller than Holton, so they'll have to rely a little bit on speed, but Frontenac has so many weapons offensively, have a few running backs out of the backfield, a few receivers they can throw to. It all goes through their 1,000 guy, Brandon Malikas, who I feel like is the best quarterback in 4A2, hands down this year. He is an absolute stud. If he's not an all-state selection in this classification, I don't know who is. The team goes as he goes in 15 touchdowns to just one interception. So very smart quarterback, and obviously when your play caller is a former All-American and a guy that never lost a high school football game in Mark Smith at Colgan, that definitely serves to your advantage. So Malika's slippery, his speed a bit deceiving, doesn't look like he's a fast guy, but man, he's got a little bit of breakaway and very, very quick, and he can throw the football on the run. So look for him. Holton's a team, likes to get it done, 3-4 yards a carry, so Frontenac's going to have to stop them short on first down to have an opportunity. You don't get many possessions against a Holton team because they will like to grind out the clock. So Frontenac is going to probably want to do the same thing to Holton this week. So I see this being very, very dead even type of matchup this week at Holton. Can't pick one way or the other. I think Frontenac should be favored on paper. However, Frontenac and Columbus were both favored on paper to me last year in this matchup, and Holton, that style of offense and how they get it done. If you turn over the football, Frontenac turned over the football 3 times a year ago and allowed a safety, Holton will eat you up. This game at Holton, so Frontenac cannot have turnovers in this, or they will not advance next week. But I don't know. I don't know where to go with this one. Holton or Frontenac against Topeka Hayden is the way I feel about that Gerard Hayden matchup. Wichita Collegiate will get Holcomb. This is very, very interesting. Obviously, Cody McNerney, the first-year starting quarterback, a dual threat, has done a nice job. They lost to Hoisington, they lost to Mulvane, they've lost to Andale. Now, Andale and Hoisington were games they could have won. They couldn't close. And obviously, their head coach wants them to come out and close this week. They need to put together a full football game. Holcomb has the experience. Holcomb has been there. And Holcomb is still probably upset about that loss a few weeks ago against Pratt, where they lost 35-28. Now, they rebounded nicely, blowing away Hugoton and beating Scott City. This game out at Holcomb, so going to be very, very interesting in this matchup. Holcomb defensively very good, led by Dylan Williams. Trey Gilbert has stepped up big at the quarterback position. You got a tight end, a DN, and Connor Van Cleve. Other nice caliber offensive linemen, and then the Stegman kid gets it done on both sides of the football for them. They have I believe a defensive back, the Roth kid, with 8 interceptions on this year for Holcomb as well. So defensively, very good in the takeaway game. And Collegiate cannot turn over the football in this game, otherwise it'll be a long night for Wichita Collegiate. I'm going to favor, this is pretty close, I'm going to favor Holcomb because they're at home, and Wichita Collegiate maybe has not shown the ability to close out football games, but Wichita Collegiate has a tough schedule that they've played. They're going to be right there in the mix. It's going to be a coin flip of game. It could go either way, but maybe the advantage to Holcomb because they're at home and they returned so much talent from a year ago. But let's keep in mind, both of these teams have played in a state title within the past year, and 3A was better than 4A Division II 1 year ago. You can ask Holcomb that just by their regular season schedule. Smoky Valley is a team that won 21-20 over Nickerson. Maybe a bit of surprise here, and gonna have their hands full with Pratt, Hunter Kaufman, Travis Tice. This is a very good team. They lost to Hoisington. They very well could have folded and not made the playoffs. They won against Halstead, Hugoton, Holcomb, Kingman. In Colby since then, they're putting up a lot of points offensively, have a lot of speed, and Smoky Valley is a team this year. We start to break down what they've done. They're in the Central Kansas League as well. Both teams are. You got to value that schedule, what they've had. They've lost to Halstead. They've lost to Heston. I feel like it's going to be a long night for Smoky Valley in this one, but hats off for them to being here. But Pratt, just too explosive, putting up too many points this year, and you got weapons like Tice and Kaufman that can take it to the house any given time. Kaufman, the fastest player in this classification. He is a playmaker no matter how he touches the football, whether it's a kick return, punt return, receiver, running back, reverse, you name it. The kid can do a little of everything. And Travis Tice, such a solid sophomore, 1,400 yards for him on the year. Pratt 4-5 a year ago, and now here we're talking about them. They've beat the top team in Holcomb on the West earlier this season back in district play. And we're talking about Pratt potentially being a semifinalist team after having a losing record 1 year ago. A lot can change in 1 year, and some of the unexpected happen as well with Girard being there at Topeka Hayden. Teams progress over the year. Best of luck to everybody remaining in the 4A Division II playoffs. Congratulations to all those teams that have had a nice season. Thanks for tuning in to this 4A2 playoff update. Follow us at Sports in Kansas as well as Scores in Kansas, powered by Eddie's Toyota on game day.
Great stuff as always there by Chet Copeland of Sports in Kansas. Make sure to give him a follow on Twitter at Sports in Kansas and at Scores in Kansas to stay updated with everything going on in the Sunflower State. You heard him talk about tonight's game, and it should be a good one out here in Holcomb. You have Collegiate, who's traveled about 4.5 hours to get here, and they started that journey early this morning with a team breakfast at IHOP at 8:30 in Wichita. They loaded the buses about 10 o'clock, ate lunch in Pratt, and then drove out to Garden City, where they had a team walkthrough at Garden City High School. And then they ate Subway, and then loaded the buses and arrived out here in Holcomb. So a long journey for the Spartans. They hope they can get this one done and take the 4.5 hour trip back to Wichita with knowing they have a game next Friday. The last time the Spartans played a game out west, they lost to Scott City in the 2014 state semifinals. Holcomb, the reigning 4A Division II state champions, will look to repeat this year as they're just 3 wins away from doing so. We'll go ahead and take a quick break as you're listening to the kpreps.com pregame show on kpreps.com.
Why should you choose Pittsburgh State University?
Nationally recognized academics.
Student-friendly tuition.
Incredible athletics. The amazing campus.
Whatever you're looking for in a university, you'll find it here.
It's why you belong. It's why you belong at Pittsburgh State University.
And welcome back here to Holcomb as we get closer to kickoff here on the kpreps.com pregame show. We'll go ahead and look more in depth at each of these teams. We'll start with the Collegiate Spartans. Collegiate comes in with a record of 7-3 on the year and are coached by Mike Gear in his 20th year as at the helm of the Spartans. The Spartans coming in this game after defeating Clay Center 35-7 last Friday night in Wichita. Collegiate trailed 7-0 early on, but rattled off 35 unanswered points en route to the victory. The Spartans scored 21 points in the fourth quarter alone. Junior quarterback Cody McNerney passed for 4 touchdowns last weekend and no interceptions. He'll lead the Spartans offense and has thrown for 2,061 yards with 29 touchdown tosses and just 10 interceptions. Justin Flowers, the Spartans running back, will be a game-time decision here tonight as he has an injury. And I talked to Coach Mike here earlier on tonight, and he talked about this Holcomb team. They're a very physical team. They have a lot of speed. They have size, and they're really good. And he hopes that his guys will stay in check, and he believes they can do so. And hopefully they'll be playing again next Friday. So Coach Gear is very, very pleased about how this team has been playing lately. They've won 4 straight games, and those 4 wins have all came after the tough loss to Andale. They've ran off 4 straight wins, those being at Clearwater, Nickerson, at Trinity, and Clay Center last week to open up the Class 4A Division II playoffs. So now the other end, the Holcomb Longhorns. They are, like I said, the defending 4A Division II state champions, and they have a lot going for them. They come in with a 9-1 record. Their only loss coming to Pratt in the week 8 of the regular season. The Longhorns are coached by Kent Teeter in his 3rd season with Holcomb. Teeter brought home a state title to Holcomb last fall as the Longhorns defeated Holton 21-0 in Salina. The Longhorns offense has been productive all season long, averaging 38.4 points per game, including scoring 28 or more points in all 10 games. Holcomb's offense is led by first-year starter Trey Gilbert, a junior that has passed for 1,824 yards and 24 touchdowns while throwing 8 interceptions. Senior running back Dylan Williams has led the Longhorns rushing attack with 7 scores on 816 yards, averaging nearly 9 yards per carry. That is the key that Coach Gear has been preaching to his players all week long, is stopping that Dylan Williams. Dylan Williams has been phenomenal in the backfield this year, and we'll see if he carries that into tonight. But the Spartans, hopefully, their defensive game plan will stop him. Williams, a 6 foot, 222-pound senior, is a running back and a linebacker. So we'll go ahead and take another quick break, and we'll be right back as we get closer to kickoff right here on the kpreps.com pregame show.
Structures Incorporated specializes in designing and building complete post-frame buildings. We provide structures built to withstand a 30-pound ground snow load and a 90-mile-per-hour wind shear built to the most stringent codes. Whether you need a garage, agricultural building, commercial facility, or custom-built design, we're your one-stop shop for post-frame buildings. QSI. Everything we do is right on cue.
Watco Companies has been a member of the Pittsburgh community since 1983. Now a national freight transportation provider, Watco serves customers in 26 states by offering transportation, mechanical, and transload services. Whether transporting potatoes from Idaho, replacing rail cars in Iowa, or transloading rock in Alabama, Watco will never forget their roots because there's no place like home. Watco supports Pittsburgh community athletics and wishes all area teams the best of luck.
And welcome back here to Holcomb High School Stadium out here in Holcomb, Kansas, just west of Garden City, about 4.5 hours away from Wichita. So tonight's game features the Wichita Collegiate Spartans and the Holcomb Longhorns. Both teams rank in the top 7 in Class 4A Division II in scoring offenses, while the Holcomb defense is allowing less than 12 points per game, but up against a weaker schedule than that of Collegiate. The Spartans are giving up just under 18 points a game, and this Holcomb team is turnover prone with 18 miscues, but the Longhorns' defense has been exceptional, forcing 33 turnovers this year for a plus 15 turnover margin. So as we look more inside the numbers tonight, the Longhorns, like I said, averaging 38 points a game. Collegiate averaging 32. Longhorns averaging 413 yards of offense per game. Collegiate just over 300 yards. Rushing offense, it goes to the Longhorns. They're averaging 231 yards a game, while Collegiate is at 133. Passing is barely favoring the Longhorns, 182.4 yards a game, while the Spartans, 177.1. Scoring defense, Holcomb averaging under 12 points a game. Collegiate, 17.6 points a game. Spartans defense, giving up 225 yards per game, and it's been their pass defense that has been exceptional all season long, averaging under 70 yards a game through the air. 146 yards they're giving up per game on the ground. So this Longhorns team will be throwing a lot at the Spartans tonight, and we'll see which team it favors. Holcomb has fumbled the ball 9 times, while Collegiate just 4. Like I said, the Longhorns have forced 33 turnovers this year, 12 more than the Collegiate defense. But the Spartans defense has been really strong as of late, and that's what Coach Gear was talking about. He said, they fell behind early last week, 7-0 to Clay Center, but then they clamped down. It's that first series that has been hurting them lately, but they know how to get the job done after that. So looking at these two teams' schedules, Collegiate began the year 1-0 with a win over Rose Hill, and then lost at Hoisington 31-22. Then they rattled off a big win over Buhler at Buhler 45-21 before losing to Mulvane 35-7. Then Wellington came to Wichita, and the Spartans took it to them 52-0. And then Spartans blew a late fourth quarter lead in Anthill, and the Spartans lost that one. But they have rattled off 4 straight since then, and have been really strong as of late. Holcomb won the first 7 games of the year before falling to Pratt, their only loss of the year, on October 21st at Pratt, 35-28. They won their last 2 games, 47-7 over Hugoton, and then last week, 34-20 at Scott City. So, Collegiate in this 4-game win streak right now, they're allowing their opponents under 13 points per game. Holcomb, it's going to be tough to beat them here. They are 16-1 in their last 3 seasons here on this field. It's a grass field, which will be different for the Spartans. They are not used to playing on an actual grass field, but we'll see how that will play a factor tonight. Temperature going to be about 48 degrees. It'll feel about 45. A slight wind out of the northeast, and no rain in the area. It's going to be a beautiful night. Coach Gear said it before the game. He said this is what football weather is all about. About 40 to 50 degrees is perfect, and they're hoping that we can get the job done. So we will go ahead and take one final break before we come back on the kpreps.com pregame show, and we'll get you all set for tonight's Class 4A Division II sectional game between the Wichita Collegiate Spartans and the Holcomb Longhorns. Stay tuned.
Watco Companies has been a member of the Pittsburgh community since 1983. Now a national freight transportation provider, Watco serves customers in 26 states by offering transportation, mechanical, and transload services. Whether transporting potatoes from Idaho, replacing rail cars in Iowa, or transloading rock in Alabama, Watco will never forget their roots because there's no place like home. Watco supports Pittsburgh community athletics and wishes all area teams the best of luck.
Why should you choose Pittsburgh State University?
Nationally recognized academics.
Student-friendly tuition.
Incredible athletics. The amazing campus.
Whatever you're looking for in a university, you'll find it here.
It's why you belong. It's why you belong at Pittsburgh State University.
Football season is here, and kpreps.com is your source for Kansas high school football coverage this season. kpreps.com provides full coverage for every team in the state with original news content, team pages, schedules, standings, and state rankings. Be sure to stay connected with kpreps.com through our website, mobile app, and Kpreps Twitter feed, where you'll find the fastest and most complete list of scores in all of Kansas. And new this year, Kpreps revamped website features daily audio content, live video game broadcast, and will expand our coverage for winter and spring sports. kpreps.com, your source for Kansas high school sports.
And welcome back here to Holcomb High School on a beautiful November night, Friday night. It is Veterans Day. First half, I want to thank you to all of our past, current, and future members of our armed forces. And thank you for all that you do. And we recognize you here on this Veterans Day. A beautiful night out here in western Kansas. In tonight's game, like I said, features the Collegiate Spartans and the Holcomb Longhorns. So the players are out there standing for our national anthem. We will go ahead and take a break. We'll stand with them on this Veterans Day. All right, as we get closer here to kickoff, we will go ahead and wait for our captains to go out there. But these two teams are both playing really good football right now. And we'll talk a little bit more about this matchup. Longhorns' last home loss, like I said, they're 16-1 in the past 3 seasons. Their only loss came back to Scott City on September 25th, 2015. So the Spartans trying to hand the Longhorns their second loss in the last 3 seasons, and will end their season tonight if they can do so. If Holcomb wins tonight, they will be making their second straight trip to the Class 4A Division II semifinals. Spartans fans traveled extremely well out here to Holcomb tonight. It's a cold one and a long road trip, but the Spartans fans are out here in full force. The parents brought a charter bus. The students came on a school bus. I mean, there is phenomenal support out here in Holcomb by the Spartans fan base. We want to thank you for, if you're back home in Wichita watching this or wherever you are, thank you for tuning in tonight on kpreps.com. If you're enjoying staying inside the warmth, I don't blame you. But beautiful night here for football in Holcomb. Captains heading out there to midfield. And those captains for the Spartans from left to right, Peter Larson, Justin Flowers, Sutton Carter, and Cooper Root. Sutton Carter and Justin Flowers, both game time decisions tonight, but it looks like they will play. Both those two have been banged up, and really Sutton Carter got his first appearance last week after missing 4 straight games, and Carter came in and scored on a 5-yard touchdown run, and that's what tied the game up there against Clay Center. So Spartans in their road white uniforms. They have the white tops, white helmets, and the blue pants tonight. Not all white. They'll go with the blue pants, the blue numbers. And Holcomb in their home black uniforms. The orange numbers with the white trim around the orange. So we'll see what happens. We know the Spartans won the ball if they won the toss. Looks like Holcomb won the toss and deferred to the second half, and the Spartans will get the ball. So here we go. We are about ready for high school football. It's the playoffs. Class 4 Division II sectional game between the Wichita Collegiate Spartans and the Holcomb Longhorns. You can hear the Spartans fan base in front of us. It is very loud out there. And like I said, they've traveled extremely well. Packed there's bleachers here on the near side. So Holcomb will kick it away. They'll be kicking from right to left. And back deep to receive is Justin Flowers and Colton Sorley. Kicking off for the Longhorns is going to be number 15, Chance Rodriguez, the 6'2 junior. And we're about ready to get underway. Rodriguez has it teed up, and we're ready for football. And so boot this one. It's going to be fielded by Flowers on the near side. Flowers takes it up the middle, and he's going to be taken down near the 20-yard line, and that is where the Spartans offense will come out. Right, the Spartans offense out there. Cody McNerney, quarterback. He has 3 receivers to the left, 2 receivers to his right. He'll look over to change the play up. And incomplete. And second down coming up for the Spartans. Just underway here in Holcomb. No score. McNerney will roll out to his left. He'll dump it off. That is Cooper Root, his favorite target. And Root's going to get a nice gain. We'll see where they mark it. Actually, it looks like just a gain of about 5 on the play. Now brings up 3rd and a short. About 3rd and 5 coming up for the Spartans. McNerney puts his right hand down. He'll look to pass. He throws on the run. He's got Cooper Root, and Root makes the grab. They're going to say it's incomplete. And now bring up 4th down. And the Spartans will have to punt it away on their opening drive of the game. McNerney puts his hands down and wait for the snap. He'll punt this one. It's a good one. And it's going to take a Holcomb bounce. And they'll down it close to the 45 at about the 43-yard line. So Holcomb comes out there. They're led by quarterback Trey Gilbert, the 6', 160-pound junior. First-year starter after coach's son led the Longhorns to a state title last year. So we'll see what happens. Here's the handoff to Williams. Williams is going to get a nice gain. He's going to be thrown forward and pick up 8 on the play. Dylan Williams, we'll hear his name a lot tonight. The 6', 222-pound senior takes it into Spartan territory. Williams is the key that the Coach Gear is talking about in the pregame, talking about bringing down Williams. A big guy and a powerful runner in the backfield. Here's the handoff, and close to the first down is going to be number 8, Brandon Stegman. And we'll see where they mark it. It'll be just short, and that brings up 3rd down in inches for the Longhorns. And the referee will call for a measurement. Looks pretty dang close out there. And they'll bring out the chains. And it looks like they got it. 1st down, Longhorns. Nice run there by Stegman. Stegman gets it forward just enough for the 1st down. Twins near side, 2 receivers far side. Teeter will hand off to Williams. Williams breaks outside. He's got some room. Still on his feet. Inside the 35. 1st down and then some for the senior running back. First and 10 at the 34-yard line. Longhorns. Receiver out far side, 2 receivers to the left side of Teeter. Gilbert. Gilbert will keep it up the middle on a short gain. He'll count 3 on the play. .9:35 to go in the first quarter. 2nd and 7 coming up for the Longhorns. And official timeout. The Spartans trying to stop this rushing attack, which has really hurt Spartans here on this first drive for Holcomb. Second and 7. Gilbert will get the snap. He'll hand off and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be Brandon Stegman. In on that tackle. Looks like in on that tackle, Connor Omke and John Egan. Looks like we're there first off to make the hit. And that brings up 3rd down and long. 3rd and 8 coming up for the Longhorns. It's where Collegiate needs to clamp down and get this stop. Gilbert will pitch out to the left. This is Stegman, and he's got room inside the 20, and he's going to go out of bounds. And a huge run there on 3rd and long for Brandon Stegman. A great blocking downfield for the Longhorns. First and 10 at the Spartan 13-yard line. Trips to the near side for Gilbert. Now that is Roth in motion from left to right. Here's the give, and Gilbert's going to take it inside the 5 and down to about the 3-yard line. Move the chains, 1st and goal coming up for the Longhorns. .8:15 to go here in the opening quarter. Receivers out wide. Gilbert with Williams behind him. Here's the keeper for Gilbert, and he's going to be taken down. No gain on the play, maybe a loss of 1. And a great job there by the Spartans defense to read that. In there on the tackle, it's like Matt Copeland. Matt Copeland, a big body up front for the Spartans defense, standing at 6'5", 250. Just a junior out there. Gilbert fumbles the snap, and he'll keep it roll out right side, and he's going to be hit hard by Cooper Root and brought down. And the Spartans fans are on their feet. 3rd and goal coming up from the 5-yard line. Could have been a disaster there as Gilbert fumbled the snap, but was able to recover it. Here we go. 3rd and 5 coming up. Gilbert rolls out to right. He'll throw it across the left. He's got a man. That's Van Cleve. Touchdown, Longhorns. Connor Van Cleve, 6'7" tight end. And a 5-yard pass from Trey Gilbert to Connor Van Cleve. Puts the Longhorns up early, 6-0. Longhorns will kick this one. And doing the PAT duty is Chance Rodriguez. Trey Gilbert, the holder. Snaps good, holds good. Rodriguez's kick splits the uprights. So with 6:44 to go in the first quarter, it is Holcomb 7 and Wichita Collegiate nothing. We'll go ahead and take a quick break and we'll be right back on kpreps.com.
Watco Companies has been a member of the Pittsburgh community since 1983. Now a national freight transportation provider, Watco serves customers in 26 states by offering transportation, mechanical, and transload services. Whether transporting potatoes from Idaho, replacing rail cars in Iowa, or transloading rock in Alabama, Watco will never forget their roots because there's no place like home. Watco supports Pittsburgh community athletics and wishes all area teams the best of luck.
Football season is here, and kpreps.com is your source for Kansas high school football coverage this season. kpreps.com provides full coverage for every team in the state with original news content, team pages, schedules, standings, and state rankings. Be sure to stay connected with kpreps.com through our website, mobile app, and kpreps Twitter feed, where you'll find the fastest and most complete list of scores in all of Kansas. And new this year, kpreps revamped website features daily audio content, live video game broadcasts, and will expand our coverage for winter.
Welcome back. Here is Holcomb. Takes a 7-0 lead, but the Spartans back deep to receive. Justin Flowers will get it about the 8-yard line. He'll take it up the middle, and it's going to be brought down just after the 20-yard line, close to the 23. So Spartans offense back out there. 6:38 to go in the first quarter. Ball on their own 22. McNerney will send Sorley in motion. McNerney passes out. He's got, looks like Larson out there. Larson is going to make the catch, but he's brought down after a short pickup there by Connor Van Cleve. Van Cleve, the 6'7" tight end, defensive end, who just caught the touchdown pass from Trey Gilbert with the tackle there. McNerney has route to his right. Here goes Hurani in motion from right to left. McNerney rolls out to his left. Now he'll keep it, and it's going to be brought down behind the line of scrimmage. And the Longhorns defense is quickly corralling there to Cody McNerney. Third and long coming up for the Spartans. 3rd and 13 coming up. Spartans with trips to the right side. Root, Hurani, and it looks like Larson. McNerney will keep it up the middle. He's got some room, but he's going to need a lot to get to the first down. He's going to stretch for it, and we'll see where they mark him. And it's going to be close to that first down marker, but it's going to be just short. 4th down. 4th and 2 coming up. And the Spartans will punt it away. Not sure why the clock was stopped there. Here's a bad punt from McNerney. It's going to go out of bounds just across the 50. We'll see where they mark it. They'll mark it right at midfield. So ball at the 50-yard line coming up for the Longhorns. $5:17 to go in this first quarter. Gilbert will send Van Cleve from the left side of the line now to the right. Van Cleve will get the snap. He'll hand it off to Williams. Williams got some room, lowers his shoulder before being brought down by Cooper Root after a nice pickup of 8 on the play. Second down and 2. Longhorns moving right to left here at this first quarter of play. They lead 7-0 after scoring on their first drive of the game. Gilbert will hand out to Williams, and Williams is going to get close to the first down marker. They'll say just short. 3rd down and inches coming up. Third and very short coming up for the Longhorns. Williams in the backfield behind Gilbert. Here's the handoff to Williams. Williams lowers his feet. He goes forward for a first down. And Williams gets an early jump. It looks like on every single snap he's already moving. First down for the Longhorns. Twins to the near side, a single receiver to the far side. Van Cleve will now move to the right. Gilbert gets a snap. He'll keep around the left side. And he's got room inside the 20 and good downfield blocking. And Gilbert picks up the first down before being brought down by Colton Sorley, a pickup of 17 on the play. And the Longhorns have not even really thrown the ball here tonight, just a one pass to Van Cleve for the touchdown. See if the Spartans can get something going defensively now. They trail 7-0. 3.5 to go in the first quarter. Gilbert gets a snap. Here's the give to Stegman. Stegman inside the 5 and brought down, spun out of bounds by Jad Hurani. Jad Hurani there with the stop. And that will bring 1st and goal. 1st and goal coming up for the Longhorns. .302 to go in this first quarter in the Class 4 Division II sectional game. Winner of this moves on to the semifinals. Gilbert moves Van Cleve once again from left to the right. Here's a snap. Here's a pitch out to Stegman. Same play that Stegman had a big run on earlier. And Stegman's in a 5-yard touchdown run for Brandon Stegman. We'll call it 4 yards. So another touchdown for the Longhorns. They lead 13-0 here in this first quarter of play. Rodriguez on for the PAT. Snaps good, holds good. Rodriguez's kick is good. So 2:57 to go in the first quarter. It is Holcomb 14 and Wichita Collegiate nothing. We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back on kpreps.com.
Headquartered in Richmond, Kansas, QSI Quality Structures Incorporated specializes in designing and building complete post-frame buildings. We provide structures built to withstand a 30-pound ground snow load and a 90-mile-per-hour wind shear built to the most stringent codes. Whether you need a garage, agricultural building, commercial facility, or custom-built design, we're your one-stop shop for post-frame buildings. QSI. Everything we do is right on cue.
And welcome back here to Holcomb High School. The Longhorns take the 14-0 lead with 2:57 to go in the first quarter of play on the Wichita Collegiate Spartans. Rodriguez has it teed up. Here's the kick from Rodriguez. It's going to be kicked, and it's going to be fielded by Flowers. He's got some speed coming out, and across the 30-yard line, about to the 31 and a half. So 2:52 to go in this first quarter. Spartans will have it 1st and 10. There's DeVore from right to left. He'll spread out left now. McNerney will roll out to his left. He'll throw it on the run. He's got a man. That's caught out there on the far side. And a pickup of about 7 or so on the pass from McNerney out to Jake Flamini. Called a gain of 5 on the play. Already puts his right hand down. He'll pitch off to Flowers. Flowers going to be hit hard, close to the 40. And a nice pickup, but still going to be short. Brings up 3rd down. Justin Flowers, who hasn't practiced much this week due to a shoulder injury, was a game-time decision. Third down and a long 3. Coming up for the Spartans. McNerney puts down his hands. He'll throw it on the run. He's got Cooper Root. 1st down and then some. A little Tim Tebow action there from Cody McNerney to Cooper Root. We've seen that play before. Takes a step up towards the line like he's going to run it. Then he'll jump past it to Root. Here comes Flowers hobbling off. Looks like his shoulder may be bothering him. So 1st down, the first down of the game for Collegiate. Here comes Sorley from left to right in motion. McNerney will pass it. It's caught by Sorley. Sorley is going to be brought down, but not until after a pickup of 7. In there on the tackle was Alexander Ortega. And the Spartans are finally starting to move the ball here. On back-to-back pass plays from McNerney. McNerney waits for the snap. He'll keep it up the middle. He's got the 1st down, then some, and finally brought down at the 40-yard line. Got enough for the 1st down and then some. They're on a nice play. .40 seconds to go in the first quarter. Clock is running. McNerney looking out to his right. Now put his hand down. He'll look to throw. He'll tuck it, and it's going to be brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Sacked in the backfield by Caden Tishner. And that will more than likely end our first quarter. And that will end our first quarter with Holcomb leading Wichita Collegiate 14-0 on 2 scores early in the first quarter. We'll go ahead and take a quick break, and we'll be right back with the second quarter here on kpreps.com.
Watco Companies has been a member of the Pittsburgh community since 1983. Now a national freight transportation provider, Watco serves customers in 26 states by offering transportation, mechanical, and transload services. Whether transporting potatoes from Idaho, replacing rail cars in Iowa, or transloading rock in Alabama, Watco will never forget their roots because there's no place like home. Watco supports Pittsburgh community athletics and wishes all area teams the best of luck.
Why should you choose Pittsburgh State University?
Nationally recognized academics.
Student-friendly tuition.
Incredible athletics. The amazing.
Welcome back here to second quarter. Spartans moving from right to left now in the second quarter, trailing 14-0, but they have some momentum going. Second down and 12 coming up. McNerney looks to pass. He'll fire it. You got Sorley over here in the flats. Sorley makes a move, and it's going to be brought down. But a nice short pickup on the play. Brings up third down for the Spartans. 3rd and 9 coming up. Sorley is in motion from left to right. McNerney puts his hand down. He'll look to pass. He'll roll out left. Now roll out right. He's got Sorley. And Sorley picks up some room inside. He's still on his feet. Inside the 20, 15, 10, close to the 5, and in there. Touchdown Spartans. Wow. 38 yards on the screenplay, and the Spartans are in business. How about that? Harris down for the PAT. Snap good, hold good. Harris's kick is good. So at 11:07 to go in the first half. It is now Holcomb 14 and Collegiate 7. We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back on kpreps.com.
Football season is here, and kpreps.com is your source for Kansas high school football coverage this season. kpreps.com provides full coverage for every team in the state with original news content, team pages, schedules, standings, and state rankings. Be sure to stay connected with kpreps.com through our website, mobile app, and kpreps Twitter feed, where you'll find the fastest and most complete list of scores in all of Kansas. And new this year, kpreps revamped website features daily audio content, live video game broadcasts, and will expand our coverage for winter and spring sports. kpreps.com, your source for Kansas high school sports.
Welcome back here to Holcomb as Wichita Collegiate jumps on the board on a 38-yard touchdown pass from Cody McNerney to Colton Sorley. A perfectly designed screenplay, and the linemen let the Longhorns defense line come all the way through, but McNerney found Sorley for a wide open score. Here's a kick return down the sideline. Brought down after a short return is Carter Blackburn. Spartans, a lot of momentum on their side right now, as you can hear it. This near side. Holcomb with a good crowd there on their home side. The north side of the stadium. $11:01 to go here in the first half. 14-7, your score. Van Cleve moves from right to left. Gilbert, a pitch out to Stegman. Stegman's trying to get outside. He is brought down. Great play defensively out there on the far side. Looks like Jake Flamini in there on the tackle. Holcomb moving it here. 2nd down and 9 after a 1-yard pickup from Brandon Stegman. And whistles blow. Timeout called by Collegiate. 10:55 to go in the first half. Holcomb 14 and Collegiate 7 as you're watching high school football here on kpreps.com.
Headquartered in Richmond, Kansas, QSI, Quality Structures Incorporated, specializes in designing and building complete post-frame buildings. We provide structures built to withstand a 30-pound ground snow load and a 90-mile-per-hour wind shear built to the most stringent codes. Whether you need a garage, agricultural building, commercial facility, or custom-built design, we're your one-stop shop for post-frame buildings. QSI. Everything we do is right on cue.
And welcome back here to Holcomb High School. Out here in western Kansas, about 4.5-hour trip for the Spartans. And they trail right now 14-7 against the defending state champions in Class 4A Division II, the Holcomb Longhorns. Spread out receivers, Van Cleve, the big threat for Longhorns. Gilbert looks to pass. And incomplete. Great defense out there. And who was it? That was, looks like Will Sahatchin. They're on a great defensive stop there. Stegman trying to go up there one-handed, but Sahatchin there with the defense. Spartans with a lot of momentum going right now. Coach Russell getting everybody up on their feet. A lot of Spartans have made this trip out west. Trips to the near side now. Single receiver out to the right or left. Low snap. Gilbert looks to pass, and nobody there. Incomplete. And Stegman out there begging for a pass interference. He still has his hands up in the air. And now Coach Teeter out on the field. And he is not happy at all. That's the second time that he's been out there past the numbers. And no flag has been thrown. Holcomb will have to punt it now. 4th down and 9 coming up. It looks like Van Cleve will punt it. High snap of Van Cleve, 6'7". He can catch it. And Colton Sorley back to receive it. And it doesn't. Holcomb thinks it touches Collegiate, and it doesn't. It'll be 1st down for the Spartans at their own 20-yard line coming up. And the Spartans offense back out there. They're trying to do the same thing they did last time they were on the field, and then it scored a touchdown. They did so on a 38-yard screen pass from Cody McNerney to Colton Sorley. Trips to the near side. Cooper Root, Jad Hurani, and Peter Larson spread out left. It's like Jake Flamini out right. Here's Sorley in motion. McNerney will keep it up the middle. Follows his blockers. Going to pick up a nice gain on the play, close to the 1st down mark. And we'll call it 8 on the play. Peter Larson spread out left, just inside the numbers. Twin receivers now trips to the far side. Here comes Sorley from right to left. McNerney looks to pass. He'll roll out still looking to throw it. And he's going to pick up the 1st down. Great job there by the junior quarterback to use his feet and pick up the 1st down. Smart decision there by the first-year starting quarterback. Connor Van Cleve, the defensive end, chased him all the way across the field and almost got to him. But McNerney bounces off the outstretched arms of Van Cleve and picks up the first down. 9:48 to go here in this first half. Cooper Root now moves from the left to the right side. McNerney puts his right hand down. He'll pitch out to Flowers. Flowers one-handed grab, spins off a tackle, but it's going to be brought down, maybe a loss of 1 on the play. We'll call it no gain. Second down and 10 coming up for the Spartans. McNerney looks to pass. He's got Larson and incomplete out the hands of Larson and then out the hands of Reese Morse, the defensive back there for the Longhorns. Easily could have been intercepted. Third down and 10 coming up. McNerney in shotgun formation. He'll roll out to his right. Still looking to throw. And he's going to be brought down in the backfield. A huge sack there on that far side. So McNerney goes down in the backfield, and fourth down is upon us. The Spartans will have to punt it deep in their own territory. McNerney standing inside the 10-yard line. It's a low punt and almost hits a Holcomb player, but it takes a collegiate bounce inside the 40 down to the Longhorn 38-yard line. So that's where Holcomb will come, and they'll start their drive there. 14-7 is the score. Spartans defense trying to do exactly what they did last time and shut down this Holcomb offense. Gilbert will get the snap. He'll hand off. Williams struck down. And in there first on the tackle was Evan Vogelai. Vogelai went low and brought down Williams. Williams, a tough guy to bring down. We've already seen him have a couple runs of 10-plus yards. And timeout going to be taken by Coach Teeter of the Holcomb Longhorns. 14-7 your score. Holcomb leading in the Class 4A Division II quarterfinals with 7:48 to go in the first half. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back on kpreps.com.
Why should you choose Pittsburg State University?
Nationally recognized academics.
Student-friendly tuition.
Incredible athletics. The amazing campus.
Whatever you're looking for in a university, you'll find it here.
It's why you belong. It's why you belong at Pittsburg State University.
Watco Companies has been a member of the Pittsburgh community since 1983. Now a national freight transportation provider, Watco serves customers in 26 states by offering transportation, mechanical, and transload services. Whether transporting potatoes from Idaho, replacing rail cars in Iowa, or transloading rock in Alabama.
And welcome back here after the Holcomb timeout. They'll face second down and 9 with 7:48 to go in the first half of this Class 4 Division II quarterfinal game. Gilbert will get the snap. He'll look to pass. He'll throw it to the far side and incomplete. Out there on a great defense on that far side by Sahatchin. And that was intended out there for, it looks like, Stegman. 3rd down and 9 coming up for the Longhorns. This game got underway at 6 o'clock here because of this 4.5-hour trip out west for the Spartans. Started at 6 o'clock instead of the normal 7 o'clock. So Gilbert will have 2 receivers to the near side, and another timeout is going to be called there on the far side by Holcomb coach Kent Teeter. He'll take a minute to think about this. On 3rd down and 9, we'll take a break with them.
Football season is here, and KPreps.com is your source for Kansas high school football coverage this season. KPreps.com provides full coverage for every team in the state with original news content, team pages, schedules, standings, and state rankings. Be sure to stay connected with KPreps.com through our website, mobile app, and KPreps Twitter feed, where you'll find the fastest and most complete list of scores in all of Kansas. And new this year, KPreps' revamped website features daily audio content, live video game broadcasts.
3rd down and 9 coming up for the Longhorns. Spartans defense is going to try to stop them. Look for Gilbert to throw it deep here. He's got some deep threats. He'll look to pass. It's batted down. Incomplete. Batted down there. A huge defensive play for Connor Omke. And Omke jumps up in the air, bats that one down with 2 hands. Looks like he was playing volleyball out there. And that will bring up 4th down for the Longhorns. Connor Van Cleve back to punt it away. A high snap again. Barely gets it away. Sorely waiting it. He'll call for a fair catch, and he'll make the fair catch at about the 24-yard line. So Spartans will have it there. 1st and 10 with 7:32 to go in the first half. Spartans offense back out there. Cody McNerney, the junior quarterback, puts his hand down. He'll look to pass. He'll throw it. He's got Root, and Root makes the grab. They'll say it hits the ground first, but I thought Root got his hand underneath it. He tipped it up to himself, but instead it's incomplete. Second down and 10. Here's Sorley in motion from left to right. McNerney looks to pass. He'll roll outside the pocket, still on his feet, and a flag is going to be thrown. And it's going to be incomplete on the far side anyways. But 2 flags thrown in the backfield, one by the umpire, one by the referee. And holding is going to be the call on Collegiate. It's going to bring up 2nd and second and long. It's going to be 2nd and about. We'll see where they take it back to. Second down and long inside the 10. Marker about the 9.5-yard line. They have to get it up to the 33-yard line. So 2nd, and we'll call it 24. McNerney back to pass. He'll throw it across. It's going to be caught by Sorley, and he goes down immediately. And there's that throwback pass that we saw in the Andale game. And it doesn't work there. Loss of 1 on the play. And that brings up 3rd down and long. Probably just going to be a quarterback draw here for McNerney. McNerney puts his hand down. Yep, he's going to run it up the middle. And brought down behind the line of scrimmage. And a big defensive stand there for the Longhorns. And it'll force another Spartan punt. Fourth and 25 coming up. McNerney back with his heels at the back of the end zone. Here's a low line drive. Take a bounce. It's going to be great field position coming up for the Longhorns. They'll have 1st and 10 at the Spartan 47-yard line. Thanks for watching wherever you may be tonight here on kpreps.com. Especially those that couldn't make the trip out from Wichita or wherever you may be watching. Trey Gilbert, the Holcomb quarterback, back in shotgun formation. He'll hand off to Williams. Williams up the middle. And a little pickup, about 3. See if the Spartans defense can shut down this Holcomb offense, which they've done here the last 2 drives. After Holcomb grabbed the 14-0 lead. Defense chance coming on from the Spartans side. Here on the south side of Holcomb High School Stadium. 5.5 to go in the first half. Here's the keeper up the middle for Gilbert. And he's going to be close to the 1st down. And they'll give it to him 1st and 10 for the Longhorns. A QB read there from Trey Gilbert. Decided not to hand off to Williams. Instead, he keeps it up the middle. Gilbert back in shotgun formation. Here comes the receiver to the near side. He'll hand off to Williams. Williams over Spartan defenders on the ground and brings up 3rd down. Excuse me, 2nd down and 4. Gilbert, Wilson, Blackburn in motion from right to left. Wait for the snap. Here's the handoff. Outside, Williams brought down. And Wilson Hatchet in there again, and Williams is hurt. That could be a huge loss if Williams cannot return. Dylan Williams, 6 foot, 222-pound senior. Rushed for over 900 yards now on the year, and a big threat for this Holcomb offense. We'll go ahead and take a quick break, and we'll be back here on kpreps.com as Holcomb leads 14-7 with 4:11 to go in the first half.
Watco Companies has been a member of the Pittsburgh community since 1983. Now a national freight transportation provider, Watco serves customers in 26 states by offering transportation, mechanical, and transload services. Whether transporting potatoes from Idaho, replacing rail cars in Iowa, or transloading rock in Alabama, Watco will never forget their roots because there's no place like home. Watco supports Pittsburgh community athletics and wishes all area teams the best of luck.
Why should you choose Pittsburg State University?
Nationally recognized academics.
Student-friendly tuition.
Incredible athletics. The amazing campus.
Whatever you're looking for in a university, you'll find it here.
It's why you belong. It's why you belong at Pittsburg State University.
Dylan Williams, the Longhorn leading rusher on offense, was injured on the last play. He is helped off, but barely. He runs out the field after being helped off for a few steps. He decides he wants to run it. So he runs off the field under his own power. Good news for Longhorn fans. Gilbert in shotgun formation. He's got two receivers near side now. He'll roll out to left. It's going to be a quarterback keeper. Around the left side, got some room. Still on his feet, and finally out of bounds. They'll mark him out near the 20-yard line. It's going to be enough for a first down. It'll be 1st and 10 for Holcomb. Williams back in there. You can see him right there behind Trey Gilbert. We'll see if they want to give it to him here. Here's the hand to Williams, and Williams kind of goes down on that play. And there to kind of push him down for the Spartans was John Egan. Now brings up 2nd down. Second down and maybe 11. Gilbert rolls out to his right. He'll keep it. He's hit hard by Sahatchin. Then brought down after a pickup of 1. 3rd down and long. Will Sahatchin, we've been calling his name all night, and he has continued to make big defensive plays. 3rd and 10 coming up for the Longhorns. Gilbert sends Van Cleve across the line. And another, looks like a timeout's going to be called. This time by, looks like timeout called by Collegiate. 2:23 to go in the first half. Holcomb 14, Collegiate 7. As you're watching Class 4A Division II quarterfinals on kpreps.com.
Football season is here, and kpreps.com is your source for Kansas high school football coverage this season. kpreps.com provides full coverage for every team in the state with original news content, team pages, schedules, standings, and state rankings. Be sure to stay connected with kpreps.com through our website, mobile app, and kpreps Twitter feed, where you'll find the fastest and most complete list of scores in all of Kansas. And new this year, kpreps revamped website features daily audio content, live video game broadcasts, and will expand our coverage for winter and spring sports. kpreps.com, your source for Kansas high school sports.
Welcome back here to Holcomb High School, Class 4 Division II sectional game. Holcomb faces 3rd down and 10 coming up from their own from the Spartans' 20-yard line. 2:23 to go in the first half. Gilbert trying to get the Spartans to jump off sides, and it doesn't work. And Williams is going to be brought down. How about that? The Spartans in there again. Number 54, Trey Charbonneau, in there on the tackle. Williams has been shut down here his last couple carries for him, and he'll exit the game. That brings up 4th down. See what the Longhorns decide to do here. 4th and a long 10. They'll go for it. Here is Gilbert at quarterback. Look for him to roll out. And a flag's thrown here on the near side. It's going to be a false start called on Holcomb. And that had to have been there on Connor Van Cleve at the tight end position, or the near wideout. That was Carter Blackburn. Not sure which one of those two jumped first, but it'll push the Longhorns back 5 yards. Now it's 4th and 15. Spartans need this stop. Two receivers spread out on each side, a single back behind Gilbert. He'll look to throw. He'll lob it up in the air and out of the reach of the intended receiver. Turnover on downs. Once again, look like Holcomb jumped off sides as they're getting quick jumps out there. And the Spartans will take over 1st and 10 from their own 26-yard line with 1:14 to go. See how they manage the clock here. Diamond formation for the Spartans. Here's an option. McNerney's going to keep it. He'll get a nice little pickup before being upended. They're on the far side. Second down and 6. Spartans bring in 4 new players. Trips to the near side. 2 receivers spread out on the right side of McNerney. He'll pass it. It's going to be caught and getting out of bounds. After a first down, it's going to be close to first down. They'll give it to him 1st and 10 on the pass out there to Jake Flamini. 41 seconds to go here in the first half. McNerney puts his hand down. Here's the pitch. It's going to be a pass. Sutton Carter to throw it. Jake Flamini, and incomplete. Almost intercepted there on that far side. In fact, it should have been intercepted. Out there in coverage was, let's say, Alexander Ortega. Second down and 10 coming up. Spartans trying to do a little trickery there. There's 34 seconds remain now in the first half. McNerney looks to pass. He'll fire it. He's got Larson. Larson not going to get enough for the first down. He'll have to hurry it up. 25 seconds and counting here in the first half. Look to pass. Chad Hurani makes the grab. He gets out of bounds. Short little pickup brings up 4th down on a quick little out route. 11.8 seconds to go. McNerney's going to keep it up the middle. Is going to get the first down. They'll stop the clock with 6 seconds. And the equipment issue there on the Holcomb side. 6 seconds. They'll wind the clock now. There's a snap. McNerney will look to pass. And he'll just dump it off, and a flag is going to be thrown in the area of holding. It is holding, and it'll be declined in that. And that's going to do it. Halftime here in Holcomb. Longhorns lead 14-7 over Collegiate. We'll go ahead and take a quick break, and we'll be right back on the kpreps.com halftime show. We'll break down our first half scoring and get you some scores from around the state, as many games are now just getting underway. But we'll go ahead and take a quick break, and we'll be right back on the kpreps.com halftime show.
Headquartered in Richmond, Kansas, QSI Quality Structures Incorporated specializes in designing and building complete post-frame buildings. We provide structures built to withstand a 30-pound ground snow load and a 90-mile-per-hour wind shear built to the most stringent codes. Whether you need a garage, agricultural building, commercial facility, or custom-built design, we're your one-stop shop for post-frame buildings. QSI. Everything we do is right on cue.
So, welcome back here to Holcomb, Class 4A Division II sectional game between the Collegiate Spartans and the Holcomb Longhorns. Holcomb leads 14-7 at the half. They got on board. First, the Longhorns did with 6:44 to go in the first quarter on a 5-yard touchdown pass from Trey Gilbert to the 6'7" tight end Connor Van Cleve. Then the Longhorns struck again with 2:57 to go in the first quarter on a 5-yard touchdown run from Brandon Stegman. That was the score after the first quarter, 14-0. Then the Spartans started to get some momentum on their side. A 38-yard touchdown pass from Cody McNerney to Colton Sorley really got them that momentum on a screen pass to Sorley. Sorley did the rest after making the catch. And no scoring the remainder of the first half, and that's where we're at right now, 14-7, the score at the halftime break. So we will go ahead and leave you now for the halftime break, and we'll be back here shortly for our second half from the Class 4A Division II sectional game between Holcomb and Wichita Collegiate. Welcome back here to Holcomb. As Holcomb leads 14-7 after the first 24 minutes of play. And halftime's almost over, and we have 24 minutes left in this game to find out who moves on to the Class 4A Division II state semifinals. Holcomb grabbed the 14-0 lead early on, and then the Spartans finally got on the board on a 38-yard screen pass from Cody McNerney to Colton Sorley to break the scoreless streak on the Spartan side. Some other area games of note back around the Wichita area. Mays South and McPherson tied at 7 apiece with 4:14 to go in the first quarter. And then Heights and Goddard are playing in there in the Class 5A state quarterfinals. And right now, it is 7-0 Heights in that game. So, some other area scores. We'll see if we can get some more for you right now. There's not too many other area games going on in the Wichita area exactly. But yeah, this one has been a good one as we expected all game long. The winner of this will meet the winner of Pratt and Smoky Valley. And right now, Pratt's up 14-0 with 7:40 to go in the first quarter. So the Greenbacks are looking ever so bit like they have all year, and that has been really good. They're the only team that has beaten this Holcomb team here, and that happened in week 8 at Pratt. Longhorns have not been beat here on their home field since September 25th of last year, when the Spartans lost to Scott City 15-7. But they are 16-1 in the last 3 years when playing at home. So a tough place to play, as you can see, and it's 14-7 right now at the halftime break. Anything can happen, and we'll see as this Class 4 Division II quarterfinal game continues to roll on. Great Bend and Valley Center playing. Great Bend up 7-0 on the Hornets, excuse me, after Great Bend beat Andover last Friday. So we'll keep an eye on those games as the night goes on. But here we're about ready to begin the second half, where it looked like Holcomb was going to maybe run away with this one, and the Spartans' defense sort of shut down. The Holcomb offense has been so strong all year. They came into the game averaging 38 points a game. They're at 14 right now. So we'll see what happens, as this game is about to get the second half underway. Collegiate wearing their white road uniforms with the white helmets and the blue pants. Most of them wearing the white tights. Spartans will kick off from left to right here in the second half. Holcomb will receive this second half kickoff. So we're 24 minutes away from finding out who moves on in Class 4A Division II. Back deep to receive this kickoff for Holcomb, as it's going to be a low kick and it's going to be fielded. Trying to break outside, but not going anywhere. On that return was number 40, Reese Morris. Morris trying to break off one tackle, which he did. Then he tried to move out left, and nothing going for him. And that brings up 1st and 10 for the Longhorns. Ball at their own 32-yard line. Trips to the near side. Gilbert will keep it left side. And he's going to be brought down in the backfield. It's like Peter Larson in there, Jake Flamini as well. But the first initial contact was by Connor Omke. Mulvane and Bueller all tied at nothing after the first quarter in that game. Class 4 Division 1. Derby's all over Hutchinson 20-0 right now in that game. In the first quarter. Of course, those games all started at 7. As here's the run outside, and Stedman not going to get much there. So he's brought down, and that brings up 3rd down and 7 coming up for the Longhorns. Spartans fans on their feet. And you can hear them. As I said earlier, great fan base out here. They made the 4.5-hour trip out west to be with the Spartans tonight. Gilbert, low snap. He'll look to pass. He'll throw it. He's got Van Cleve. Van Cleve picks up the first down. Still dragging defenders across the 50 and into Spartan territory on a first down pickup. Connor Van Cleve, 6'7" tight end. And the Longhorns will keep their drive alive. 1st and 10 at the Spartans' 48-yard line. Williams will keep it up the middle. He's got some room. He plows over Peter Larson. And he beats his chest there with the football after picking up 11 and good enough for a first down. Trey Gilbert will have 2 receivers out to the left. 1 receiver spread out right with Van Cleve at the right side tight end position. Here's the handoff. Williams still on his feet, still dragging the fitter, still going inside the 20. And down near the 18-yard line goes a 222-pound senior. Dylan Williams, 6 foot tall, 222 pounds. And he has speed with his 222-pound body. Single receiver spread out way left for Gilbert. Ball on the right hash. He'll send a man in motion. Here's the keeper out on the right side. Stiff arms the defender. And he's going to go out of bounds. Like Connor Omke almost there with the stop behind the line. Gilbert stiff arms him to the ground. Longhorns have it 2nd down and 5. Coming up. Williams will take up the middle, inside the 10, down inside about the 5-yard line as he goes airborne and is taken down. Gilbert will hand out to Williams. Williams is going to be in the end zone. Touchdown Longhorns. 5-yard touchdown run for Dylan Williams. Rodriguez in for the PAT. Snaps good, holds good. And the kick is no good. So with 8:32 to go in the third quarter, it is Holcomb 20 and Collegiate 7. We'll be right back on kpreps.com.
Watco Companies has been a member of the Pittsburgh community since 1983. Now a national freight transportation provider, Watco serves customers in 26 states by offering transportation, mechanical, and transload services. Whether transporting potatoes from Idaho, replacing rail cars in Iowa, or transloading rock in Alabama, Watco will never forget their roots because there's no place like home. Watco supports Pittsburgh community athletics and wishes all area teams the best of luck.
Welcome back here. It is 20-7. Holcomb leading with 8:32 to go in the third quarter. Longhorns there with a great drive. Capped off on a Dylan Williams 5-yard touchdown run. PAT was no good. So 20-7 is your score. Here's the kick. It's going to be fielded by Sorley. Sorley going to lean forward across the 20 to about the 22-yard line. McNerney looks to pass, will step in the pocket, and he finds a man. Good enough for a first down. That is Jad Hirani with the catch. Spartans have it 1st and 10. McNerney puts his right hand down and look to pass. He'll fire. He's got Cooper Root. Root forward, close to the sticks. We'll see where they mark him. Just short. It's going to be 2nd down and 1. Second down and 1 coming up for the Spartans. Trips to the far side. Here comes Hirani in motion from left to right. Here's the pass out to Flamini. Flamini catches it, 1st down and more. And he's up in it about the 46-yard line. Nice little route out there for Jake Flamini, who picks up the 1st down. Under 8 minutes to go in this third quarter. McNerney pitch out in some room. Going to be up in and out the 50-yard line, and here comes a flag from the far side. Looks like Colton Sorley maybe called for a holding or a block on the back out there on the far side. And it is holding on the Spartans. And backs him up. First and 20 coming up for Collegiate. McNerney rolls out to his left. Now he'll step up in the pocket, nowhere to go. He fires it. It's going to be caught. Nice little pickup there to Cooper Root. Close to a 10-yard pickup on 1st and 20 when it looked like McNerney was going to be taken down behind the line of scrimmage. There's 2nd and 10. DeVore in motion. McNerney pass out to Flowers. Flowers catches it. He has some room. Got speed as well. And is going to pick up close to 6 or 7 on the play. Nice little throwback pass from McNerney to Flowers. And they run that a lot in practice. Out there on practice on Wednesday. We're planning on running that at least a couple times tonight. Trying to just catch the defense off guard. So 3rd and 4. McNerney will pass it. He's got Flamini. Flamini, first down, somersaults to about the 36-yard line. First down, Spartans at the Holcomb 36. Spartans fans on their feet. Trying to get some momentum going towards their way. McNerney steps up. It's the bounce pass, and Cooper Root couldn't hold on to it. Incomplete. The jump pass we saw earlier worked so well. It'll be 2nd down. And the length of the chains to go. Here comes Sorley from left to right. Trips to the right side now. Here's the pass out. Hurani has some room inside the 20. Still down to about close to the 15-yard line. We'll see where they mark him officially at. It's hard to see from here. They'll mark him actually about the 19. McNerney looks to pass. He'll lob it up. He's got a man in the end zone. Hurani incomplete, they say. So he has Sorley in the back of the end zone. They call it incomplete. Sorry, we can't get that on the screen. There's press box, the way it's set up, you can't get a lot of the angles. And what a close play there in the back of the end zone. McNerney has trips out to the left. 2 receivers right side. He'll look to pass. He's got a man. Incomplete, intended for Jake Flamini. And now 3rd down coming up. Diamond formation for the Spartans. Darn it. Roll out left. Flowers has it. He tries to bounce outside, and nothing going. Maybe a yard or two at most. And that brings up 4th and long. Under 5 minutes to go in this third quarter of play. Spartans will go for it here on 4th and 9. Empty backfield for McNerney. He'll roll out right. He'll pass across the middle. He's got a man. Caught Cooper Root. 1st and goal for the Spartans. Wow. The 6'7" Connor Van Cleve was coming right at Cody McNerney. McNerney finds Cooper Root wide open in the middle of the field. And it'll be 1st and goal from the 6-yard line. Forward to the left side. Nobody to the right. McNerney fumbles the snap. Bounces outside. He'll look to throw on the run. He fires it. He's got a man. Flamini. Touchdown, Spartans. Wow. Cody McNerney uses his athleticism. Goes all the way from the left side, all the way across to the right side, and finds Jake Flamini for the 6-yard score. Addison Harris on for the PAT. To try to put this down to just a 6-point game. Snap is good, hold's good, and the kick is good. We're going to take a quick break with 4:13 to go in the third quarter. It is Holcomb 20 and Collegiate 14.
Football season is here, and KPreps.com is your source for Kansas high school football coverage this season. KPreps.com provides full coverage for every team in the state with original news content, team pages, schedules, standings, and state rankings. Be sure to stay connected with KPreps.com through our website, mobile app, and KPreps Twitter feed, where you'll find the fastest and most complete list of scores in all of Kansas. And new this year, KPreps' revamped website features daily audio content, live video game broadcasts, and will expand our coverage for winter and spring sports. KPreps.com, your source for Kansas high school sports.
Watco Companies has been a member of the Pittsburgh community since 1983. Now a national freight transportation provider, Watco serves customers in 26 states by offering transportation, mechanical, and transload services. Whether transporting potatoes from Idaho, replacing rail cars in Iowa, or transloading rock in Alabama, Watco will never forget their roots because there's no place like home. Watco supports Pittsburgh community athletics and wishes all area teams the best of luck.
Welcome back here, late third quarter. It is Holcomb 20 and Collegiate 14. Spartans get on the board on a 6-yard pass from Cody McNerney to Jake Flamini. And the Longhorns will have 1st and 10 from their own 40-yard line. Williams up the middle. Williams still on his feet into the secondary. Still going, jukes the defender. Still going. And finally he's out of bounds. And here comes flags in late. And we'll see what we have here. Huge run there for Dylan Williams. Early indications looks like it's going to be on Collegiate. 42-yard pickup for Williams. It is a personal foul called against Collegiate. First and goal for Holcomb at the 8 after the 42-yard run. And then the personal foul penalty. So Longhorns are just 8 yards away from answering right back. This is Stegman. And Stegman, not much going there for him. Twin receivers to the left. A single receiver slotted out right. Low snap, Williams up the middle and into the end zone, touchdown. 8-yard touchdown run for Dylan Williams. We'll see if Holcomb goes for 2 on this one, because they missed their last PAT. Right now it's 26-14. Williams up the middle, and he's in. So with 3:16 to go in the third quarter, it is Holcomb 28 and Collegiate 14. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back as you're watching Class 4A Division II playoffs on kpreps.com.
Headquartered in Richmond, Kansas, QSI Quality Structures Incorporated specializes in designing and building complete post-frame buildings. We provide structures built to withstand a 30-pound ground snow load and a 90-mile-per-hour wind shear built to the most stringent codes. Whether you need a garage, agricultural building, commercial facility, or custom-built design, we're your one-stop shop for post-frame buildings. QSI. Everything we do is right on cue.
Welcome back here to Holcomb High School Stadium out in western Kansas as the Longhorns take the 28-14 lead off of an 8-yard touchdown run from Dylan Williams. Rodriguez has it teed up for the Longhorns. They'll be kicking from right to left. About 3.5 to go in this third quarter. On the bounce, it's going to be picked up by Sorley, and is going to be brought down close to the 30-yard line. They'll mark it down about the 29. The Longhorns have a player down near midfield. So we'll go ahead and take a quick break, and we'll be right back with more football on kpreps.com. It is Holcomb leading Collegiate 28-14.
Football season is here, and KPreps.com is your source for Kansas high school football coverage this season. KPreps.com provides full coverage for every team in the state with original news content, team pages, schedules, standings, and state rankings. Be sure to stay connected with KPreps.com through our website, mobile app, and KPreps Twitter feed, where you'll find the fastest and most complete list of scores in all of Kansas. And new this year, KPreps' revamped website features daily audio content, live video game broadcasts, and will expand our coverage for winter and spring sports. KPreps.com, your source for Kansas high school sports.
Watco Companies has been a member of the Pittsburgh community since 1983. Now a national freight transportation provider, Watco serves customers in 26 states by offering transportation, mechanical, and transload services. Whether transporting potatoes from Idaho, replacing rail cars in Iowa, or transloading rock in Alabama, Watco will never forget their roots because there's no place like home. Watco supports Pittsburgh community athletics and wishes all area teams the best of luck.
Welcome back here to Holcomb as we have injured player down in midfield for the Longhorns. We'll go ahead and look at some of the scores from around the area. As Bueller and it's like Bueller is tied at 7 apiece in their game. McPherson is leading Maize South 20-14 late in the second quarter. And then Hoytington all over Garden Plain is 28-0 in the second quarter of that game. And Class 6A Derby up 27-0 on Hutchinson. So it was a kicker, and that was Chance Rodriguez. He was helped off the field. And we're back for football now. Spartans offense on the field as Holcomb answers quickly on a touchdown score. McNerney, nice moves there. He fires it, and it's going to be thrown away. Connor Van Cleve there, 6'7", chasing McNerney all over the field. McNerney sends Sorley from right to the left side. McNerney back to pass. He'll step up in the pocket. Be rushed. He's going to find Sorley. And Sorley is taken down. A short pickup. Third down and 7. Coming up for Collegiate. .2:15 to go here in the third quarter. McNerney looks to pass. He'll go ahead and tuck it and run. He's got some room. Still on his feet up near midfield before he is taken down at the 48-yard line. But good enough for a first down. And taken down by the safety. Looks like maybe Michael Roth. Trips to the left side. He'll fire it over. And incomplete. Intended out there for Jad Hurani. Second down and 10 for the Spartans. Near midfield ball at the 48-yard line. McNerney rolls out to his right. He'll throw it on the run. He's got a man that's caught. Jake Flamini, first down. And And we'll see where they mark it. And they're going to give him a horrible spot on that. And they're going to say it's third down. Or actually fourth down. Flamini caught that about 2 yards past the line of scrimmage. And now they're going to move the chains. The officials do not know what is going on here. And the referee going to go there and talk to Coach Teeter on the far side, looks like maybe. But the official on the near side trailed that whole play. He did not see exactly where Flamini caught it. Even though they did get the first down, it was about 2 or 3 yards past where the yard gain was. So they reset the game clock from 1:16 up to 1:26, so they add 10 seconds on. Empty backfield for McNerney. He'll keep it up the middle. He's got some room. Gets outside. And first down, if they give it to him, they should. And they'll move the chains again. McNerney back to pass. He fires it, caught by Jake Flamini. Flamini still moving his feet, and he'll pick up a good chunk of the 10 yards on the play. We'll see where they mark it. Under a minute to go now in the third quarter. Second down and 2. Trips to the left side for McNerney. We've got 2 receivers near side. Here goes Sorley in motion. McNerney will keep it up the middle, picks up the first down. And they'll stop the clock with 23 seconds to go here in the third. McNerney rolls out to his right. He'll fire. He's got Root stiff arms down the sideline, and they mark him out at about the 5-yard line. They say it's where he stepped out of bounds. And that will end our third quarter of play. Spartans will have it first and goal at the Holcomb 5-yard line. We'll go ahead and take a quick break, and we'll be right back on kpreps.com.
Watco Companies has been a member of the Pittsburgh community since 1983. Now a national freight transportation provider, Watco serves customers in 26 states by offering transportation, mechanical, and transload services. Whether transporting potatoes from Idaho, replacing rail cars in Iowa, or transloading rock in Alabama, Watco will never.
Football season is here, and kpreps.com is your source for Kansas high school football coverage this season. kpreps.com provides full coverage for every team in the state with original news content, team pages, schedules, standings, and state rankings. Be sure to stay connected with kpreps.com through our website, mobile app, and Kpreps Twitter feed, where you'll find the fastest and most complete list of scores in all of Kansas. And new this year, Kpreps revamped website features daily audio content, live video game broadcasts, and will expand our coverage for winter and spring sports. kpreps.com, your source for Kansas high school sports.
Welcome back here. We begin the fourth quarter with Spartan football on the Longhorn 5-yard line. Trips to the right side. Flamini, the only receiver out, spread out to the left. McNerney will roll out right. He'll keep it. Bounce off a defender. Is going to be taken down. No gain on the play. Justin Flowers will come in. Peter Larson and Colton Sorley will exit. Probably look for that diamond formation. Actually, we'll have Sutton Carter to the right of McNerney. Flowers spread out to the right side. Here's the jump pass. Caught. Touchdown, Spartans. 5 yards from Cody McNerney to Cooper Root. What a play on the jump pass. That's the third time we've seen that tonight. And touchdown, Collegiate. Harris's PAT splits the uprights. So with 11:07 to go in the fourth quarter, it is Holcomb 28 and Collegiate 21. We'll be right back on kpreps.com.
Watco Companies has been a member of the Pittsburgh community since 1983. Now a national freight transportation provider, Watco serves customers in 26 states by offering transportation, mechanical, and transload services. Whether transporting potatoes from Idaho, replacing rail cars in Iowa, or transloading rock in Alabama, Watco will never forget their roots because there's no place like home. Watco supports Pittsburgh community athletics and wishes all area teams the best of luck.
Welcome back to Holcomb, where the Spartans get on the board on a 5-yard jump pass from Cody McNerney to Cooper Root. And Root took a hit in the end zone, but it paid off as he held on to the ball. And the Longhorn lead is now trimmed down to 7. 28-21. With 11:07 to go. Harris will kick this one away. Be caught at the 20-yard line. Rolling out right side is Leonard. Leonard still on his feet. He's into open territory. Still down the sideline. And finally taken out of bounds. The Spartans had a perfect opportunity to get him back about the 25-yard line. Instead, he takes this one for about a 56-yard return. And just when the Spartans get within that 7-point stretch, then last time it happened, Holcomb scored right away, and they might do that again. Gilbert will keep it up the middle on a QB draw, and he doesn't find much on the run. $10:15 to go in this one. Gilbert, handoff to Williams. Williams is in. Touchdown, Longhorns. 24 yards on the run from Dylan Williams. So now 34-21, your score. And the Longhorns will go for 2 here. And Kent Teeter's going to call a timeout for the Longhorns. So we'll go ahead and take a break with them. 34-21, 10-10 to go in this game. Holcomb leads by 13.
Watco Companies has been a member of the Pittsburgh community since 1983. Now a national freight transportation provider, Watco serves customers in 26 states by offering transportation, mechanical, and transload services. Whether transporting potatoes from Idaho, replacing rail cars in Iowa, or transloading rock in Alabama, Watco will never forget their roots because there's no place like home. Watco supports Pittsburgh community athletics and wishes all area teams the best of luck.
Welcome back here to Holcomb. 34-21 your score. The Longhorns lead it after a 24-yard touchdown run from Dylan Williams. His 3rd score of the game. Gilbert will hand off to, he'll keep it, he'll throw it, and it's going to be caught and in there for a 2-point conversion. 36-21 your score. On the 2-point conversion. So 10-10 to go. 36-21. Holcomb leads. And we'll take a quick break again. And we'll be right back on kpreps.com.
Headquartered in Richmond, Kansas, QSI Quality Structures Incorporated specializes in designing and building complete post-frame buildings. We provide structures built to withstand a 30-pound ground snow load and a 90-mile-per-hour wind shear built to the most stringent codes. Whether you need a garage, agricultural building, commercial facility, or custom-built design, we're your one-stop shop for post-frame buildings. QSI. Everything we do is right on cue.
Welcome back. 36-21 your score. Holcomb leading by 15 with 10-10 to go. Here's the kick. It's going to be taken in by Colton Sorley. Sorley is going to be brought down after not a very far return. And we'll see what will happen here. 10:05 to go. Empty back, one back there for McNerney. He'll look to fire. It's going to be tipped at the line of scrimmage and incomplete. Second and 10 for the Spartans. Ball in the middle of the field. They're moving right to left here in the 4th quarter. It's east to west. Empty backfield now for McNerney. He'll fire it and incomplete. Intended for Colton Sorley. Third and 10. Trips to the left side. 2 receivers spread out right for McNerney. Here's the snap. McNerney looks to fire. Now he'll roll out to his right. He'll tuck it. He's going to still on his feet. Jukes out a defender on his feet again. And still going. And he fumbles it. And here comes a ball is going to be at midfield. We'll see who has it, though. What a turn of events if And it'll stay with the Spartans, the White Hat says. Wow. McNerney lucky on that one, to say the least. First and 10 at the 50-yard line. Ball on the left hash. McNerney's just sorely in motion. He'll step back to pass. He loses it. He'll pick it up and throw it on a run. Incomplete. Colton Sorley. And McNerney a little confused here on that last play. Second down and 10. For the Spartans. Ball at midfield on the left hash. McNerney will keep it. Gonna get a nice pickup. And gonna get about 5 on the play into Longhorn territory. Brings up 3rd and 5. McNerney will fire. It's tipped at the line and incomplete. And it brings up 4th down. And here comes a flag in. And we'll see a little extracurricular activity here on the field. So it's going to be a first down after a personal foul called on Holcomb. That's going to help out the Spartans. They would have had 4th and 5. Instead, they get an automatic first down. Now the White Hat. Not sure what's going on over there on the far side. So McNerney will have it 1st and 10. Look to pass left. He's got Sorley. Sorley makes the catch and is out of bounds. Short pickup on the play. What about 5 on it? .904 to go in this one. 36-21, Holcomb leads. McNerney options out. Sorley with the catch. Sorley lowers his helmet. And he'll pick up maybe 3 on it on the play. And it brings up 3rd down and 2. 3rd and 2 coming up. For the Spartans. Pierre Larson will move in. And here comes flags on the play. And it's going to be on Collegiate. Full start. Called on the Spartans. McNerney still looking to pass. He's got Larson over the middle. Larson makes the grab. First down, Spartans. Three receivers out to the right. Single receiver spread out to the left. McNerney stays in the pocket. Now he'll tuck it and run. And it's going to get inside the 10-yard line, down to about the 9. Brings up second down and call it 4 from the 9-yard line. McNerney will fire it. It's caught by Flamini inside the 5. It's going to be first and goal for the Spartans. So first and goal coming up for the Spartans. Ball at the 4-yard line. Diamond formation. McNerney's going to keep it up the middle. Follows his blockers in. Touchdown. We'll see what the Spartans decide to do here. We're going to go for 2. It's 36-27 right now. McNerney's going to roll. He's got a wide open man. That's caught. It's good. Jake Flamini in there for the 2-point conversion. 36-29. We have a ball game on our hands. 6:49 to go. 36-29 your score.
Football season is here, and KPreps.com is your source for Kansas high school football coverage this season. KPreps.com provides full coverage for every team in the state with original news content, team pages, schedules, standings, and state rankings. Be sure to stay connected with KPreps.com through our website, mobile app, and KPreps Twitter feed, where you'll find the fastest and most complete list of scores in all of Kansas. And new this year, KPreps' revamped website features daily audio content, live video game broadcasts, and will expand our coverage for winter and spring sports. KPreps.com, your source for Kansas high school sports.
Watco Companies has been a member of the Pittsburgh community since 1983. Now a national freight transportation provider, Watco serves customers in 26 states by offering transportation, mechanical, and transload services. Whether transporting potatoes from Idaho, replacing rail cars in Iowa, or transloading rock in Alabama, Watco will never forget their roots because there's no place like home. Watco supports Pittsburgh community athletics and wishes all area teams the best of luck.
Great kickoff coverage there by the Spartans. So we'll see if the Spartans defense can step up here. This is where they need to. 36-21 the score. Spartans fans on their feet, and it's loud over here on the south side of the stadium. Williams will keep it up the middle. He is still on his feet somehow, breaking tackles. And finally, Colin Egan will bring him down after a nice pickup of about 8. It'll be second down. 36-29 the score. 6:15 to go. And Gilbert's going to keep it left side. He's got room and speed down the side. And still on his feet. And he's going to be brought down about the 1 yard line. That's hard to believe. There's another long game with no flags on the field. As Holcomb has answered every time that the Spartans have put it in the end zone. 57 yards on the run. It'll be 1st and goal from the 2 yard line for the Longhorns. Gilbert will keep it, and we'll see where they mark him. It'll be short. It'll be 2nd and goal. Williams in the backfield. Gilbert, quarterback, here's the handoff to Williams. Williams will walk in the end zone, touchdown. 1 yard touchdown run for Dylan Williams. And 5:04 to go. (42-29) your score right now. Gilbert will hand it off. Around the outside goes Stegman. Stegman walks in. And we'll get that 2-point conversion. 44-29 is your score. We'll go ahead and take a quick break and be right back on kpreps.com.
Headquartered in Richmond, Kansas, QSI Quality Structures Incorporated specializes in designing and building complete post-frame buildings. We provide structures built to withstand a 30-pound ground snow load and a 90-mile-per-hour wind shear built to the most stringent codes. Whether you need a garage, agricultural building, commercial facility, or custom-built design, we're your one-stop shop for post-frame buildings. QSI. Everything we do is right on cue.
Welcome back here to Holcomb, Class 4A Division II quarterfinal game. It's Holcomb 44, Collegiate 29. Seems like every time that the Spartans found the end zone, cut down the deficit to 7, Holcomb has an answer. And they do that in 1 minute and 45 seconds. They find the end zone after the Spartans found it first. So 44-29 to score. Here's the kick. It's going to go out of bounds. So the Spartans will get good field position here. As the ball went out of bounds on Rodriguez's kick. 1st and 10 for the Spartans at the 35-yard line. Trailing by 15. And Holcomb's going to burn a timeout. So 5:04 to go. It is Holcomb 44, Collegiate 29. We'll go ahead and take a look at scores from around the Wichita area, what's going on in the playoffs going on in Class 5A. Right now it is Heights leading Goddard 14-7. And then out in Great Bend. Great Bend and Valley Center are playing. Let's see if we can get a score on that one. Bueller leading Mulvane 10-7 at halftime. Now that's in the third quarter, excuse me. Hoisington up 35-0 over Garden Plain in Class 3A. So a lot going on across the state as the teams are slimming down. They're trying to find their path to the state title game, which will be on November 26th, Saturday after Thanksgiving. Here, these two teams battling for a spot in the 4A2 semifinals. McNorty rolls out to his right. He'll dump it off, and it's going to be incomplete. It's caught by Reese Morse for the Longhorns, but he had his foot out of bounds. So 2nd and 10 from the 35, ball in the left hash for Collegiate. They trail by 15. Narni is going to keep this one. And not much going. But he'll pick up about 7 on the play. Third and short, 3rd and 3. Coming up. Trips to the far side, 2 receivers spread out left. Here's the dump off to Sorley and incomplete. That brings up 4th down, 4th and 3. Fourth and 3 for the Spartans. Trips to the near side. McNerney is going to be rushed out of the pocket. He throws it, and intentional grounding is going to be called. It'll be a turnover on downs, and Holcomb will take over. Spartans offense can't get it down there. And now the defense will have to go to work. .4:12 to go in this one. Here's Gilbert in shotgun formation. He has Williams behind him. Williams has been a threat all night. They'll give it to him right at the middle. He is hit hard. All right, Trey Charbonneau. And they're on the tackle. Gilbert will give it to Williams. Williams hurdles. And is going to go out of bounds after a first down. So first down for the Longhorns. Here's the give up to Williams. Williams doing a couple on that. Brings up 2nd and 7. For the Longhorns. They lead 44-29 with under 3 minutes to go. 2:45 and counting. Gilbert hands out to Williams. Williams dragging defenders. Third down and 3 from the 8-yard line, 2:15 and counting. Remaining in this one. Gilbert hand out to Williams. Williams still going. And he'll be down about the 2.5-yard line. First and goal for the Longhorns. Gilbert waiting for the back judge to count down from 5 on the play clock as Williams is stuffed behind the line of scrimmage out at the 5-yard line. A timeout's going to be called by Collegiate. 59.8 seconds to go in this one. And Holcomb leads 44-29.
Watco Companies has been a member of the Pittsburgh community since 1983. Now a national freight transportation provider, Watco serves customers in 26 states by offering transportation, mechanical, and transload services. Whether transporting potatoes from Idaho, replacing rail cars in Iowa, or transloading rock in Alabama, Watco will never forget their roots because there's no place like home. Watco supports Pittsburgh community athletics and wishes all area teams the best of luck.
Welcome back here to Holcomb High School Stadium as the Longhorns are 59 seconds away from making their second straight appearance in the Class 4A Division II state semifinals. Last year, of course, they won the state title. Gilbert will take the snap, hand out to Williams. Williams brought down back at the 5-yard line by Evan Vogelai. Vogelai there read it perfectly and brought down Williams. 35 seconds to go in this one. And Gilbert will line up in victory formation. We'll take a kneel down. And that will do it. Holcomb wins this one 44-29 over Collegiate. And the Longhorns improve to 10-1 on the year. They will play the winner of Pratt and Smoky Valley next Friday night in the Class 4A Division II state semifinals. Well, Collegiate ends the year 7-4. So we will go ahead and take a break. We'll come back and recap tonight's scoring. And we'll recap tonight's scoring and other scores from the Wichita area right here on the kpreps.com postgame show.
Football season is here, and kpreps.com is your source for Kansas high school football coverage this season. kpreps.com provides full coverage for every team in the state with original news content, team pages, schedules, standings, and state rankings. Be sure to stay connected with kpreps.com through our website, mobile app, and kpreps Twitter feed, where you'll find the fastest and most complete list of scores in all of Kansas. And new this year, kpreps revamped website features daily audio content, live video game broadcasts, and will expand our coverage for winter and spring sports. kpreps.com, your source for Kansas high school sports.
Welcome back here to Holcomb. We'll go ahead and wrap up tonight's final as Holcomb moves on to 10-1 on the year, and they will play in Class 4 Division II state semifinals. Win this one 44-29 over Collegiate. So recap tonight's scoring. Holcomb got on the board first on a 5-yard touchdown pass from Trey Gilbert to Connor Van Cleve. 14-7. Then they took the 14-0 lead on a Brandon Stegman 5-yard touchdown run with 2:57 to go in the first quarter. Spartans finally got on the board with 11:07 to go in the second quarter on a 38-yard screen pass from Cody McNerney to Colton Sorley. That was the score at the halftime, 14-7, and then second half was fireworks all over. Holcomb scored on a Dylan Williams 5-yard touchdown run to put him up 20-7. One of his touchdowns tonight. Collegiate answered with a 6-yard touchdown pass from Cody McNerney to Jake Flamini, making it 20-14. Holcomb added another touchdown on Dylan Williams' 8-yard touchdown run. And then after the third quarter is 28-14 Holcomb. Holcomb scored on another Dylan Williams 24-yard touchdown run to put him at 36-21. And then Collegiate answered with a 4-yard touchdown run from Cody McNerney. And then Dylan Williams answered once again for the Longhorns with a 2-yard score to put him up 44-29. And that would be the final from here in Holcomb. Holcomb improves to 10-1 on the year. And they will take on, looks like Pratt right now. Pratt's up big at half over Smoky Valley. So Holcomb and Pratt will meet in the 4A Division II state semifinals is how it's looking right now. Collegiate ends their season 7-4. But a lot to look out from this year. A lot of positives from this year's team. Have Cody McNerney, the starting quarterback on this year's team, will be back for a senior campaign next year. Look for him to have another big year as he finished this year with over 30 touchdowns passing in his first year as a starting quarterback. He was a wide receiver for the Spartans before, but the Longhorns win this one here, 44-29, to advance to the Class 4A Division II state semifinals. For myself, Sean Boston, and for my friend Lane Pinnock here tonight, helping me run the camera, and everybody that's helped me this season, and Mitch Fiegel, the Collegiate Athletic Director, making this possible for This will be streamed here on kpreps.com. A lot of you back in Wichita, I know, are watching this, and I want to appreciate you all for tuning in this season, as it's been a great year and a great ride for the Spartans. But they fall on the short end of the stick tonight. They lose 44-29 and end their year at 7-4. From Holcomb High School Football Stadium here in Holcomb, Kansas, I want to say good night and enjoy the rest of your evening and enjoy the rest of your fall. Good night.